Joining me today on NYSE Floor Talk is Mary Wroten. She is the Director of Global Sustainability at Ford Motor Company. Mary, it's wonderful to have you here. Thanks for joining me today.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be with you today.
So Mary, I want to start off by talking about your role. What do you do at Ford Motor Company?
So I'm the Director of Global Sustainability and ESG at Ford Motor Company. And basically what that means that I do is I help set the sustainability strategy for Ford, and then I drive it into the operations to make sure that all the teams know what to do and how to do it. Some topics that I help lead and work on are climate change, carbon neutrality, human rights, sustainability reporting, as well as sustainable financing.
So Mary, tell me, how does Ford approach environmental and social sustainability?
At Ford, we work hard every day to make sure we tackle some of the greatest challenges that our company and our industry faces, which is climate change. That's why we set some very lofty goals for the company. We set an aspirational goal to be carbon neutral by 2050 for our company, as well as in Europe. We've set an aspirational goal to be carbon neutral no later than 2035. So what that means is we took an inventory of our company. We looked at the data to find out where the biggest areas of Ford are that we have the greatest emissions. And we found that our vehicles, our facilities, and our suppliers equate to well over 95% of our emissions. So then we got to work and we said, well, what can we do there? When we look at our vehicles, we have some of the greatest EV lineups on the planet. I'm a little partial. We have the amazing F-150 Lightning, the Mustang Mach-E, as well as the E-Transit, and lots more EVs are coming. As how we're also addressing the internal combustion engine is we have hybrid vehicles. So hybrid vehicles are a great way to, if you're not really sure if you want to get into an EV and you want to dip your toe in, hybrids are a great way to get there. So then we looked at our facilities. We work really hard reducing the emissions at our manufacturing facilities, as well as we are increasing the amount of carbon-free electricity at our manufacturing facilities. And then our third pillar are suppliers. We work with our suppliers every day to make sure that they are reducing their environmental footprint, and we are part of many programs like First Movers Coalition, as well as providing tools to suppliers like Manufacturing 2030 in order to help suppliers achieve carbon neutral. It's a long journey, and we're really committed to helping not just our company, but our entire supply base achieve carbon neutrality.
Today, Ford issued its 2024 Integrated Sustainability and Financial Report. Tell me, what can people expect to find in this year's report, and can you share some of the highlights with us?
Sure. I'm really excited to be here today with you on Earth Day to announce Ford's 25th Annual Integrated Report. And we were the first automotive company 25 years ago to issue an integrated report. Some exciting highlights you can find are data. We have well north of 1,500 data points in our integrated report. And you might ask, well, how do you know that? I was curious this morning before I came here and asked my team, well, how much data do we have in our integrated report? And they counted it up, and we have 1,500 data points, which means that if you're interested in learning anything about the company, our commitment to carbon neutrality, and trying to understand how much emission reductions that we've reduced in our manufacturing facilities, it's in the report. And the answer is, oh, by the way, since 2017, we reduced our manufacturing emission footprint by 47%. We also have in our manufacturing facilities 70% of carbon-free electricity, which is absolutely fantastic, with over 50% of that renewable electricity. Also in the report, you can find things such as our commitments to how we're working to develop a responsible EV battery supply chain, along with our auditing of our EV supply chain and all the data associated with it. We're really excited to announce that we have received CDP. CDP is a third-party organization that ranks you on your disclosures. We have received the highest rating in CDP for both climate change and water, which is a rating of A. So lots in the integrated report. Take a look at sustainability.ford.com and let me know what you think.
So you mentioned that this year marks Ford's 25th year of reporting on sustainability. So you've definitely been at this for many years now. Tell me, how has Ford's approach to reporting evolved over the past few years?
This is a really interesting question, because when we first published our very first integrated report, at the time it was called the Sustainability Report, 25 years ago, there was a lot of criticism. the feedback we received is that people didn't understand why would we be so transparent about topics that were not regulated? And the answer was quite simple, because it was the right thing to do and others followed. Fast forward to about 4 years ago. 4 years ago, we combined our environment, social, and governance report. At the time, it was called an integrated sustainability report with the financial data. And those 4 elements combined equated our integrated report. So that's what I'm calling an integrated report. We migrated to an integrated report 4 years ago. And now what's happening is this reporting is moving to mandated reporting. And in Europe's first, actually starting next year, we're going to have to comply with a new European disclosure called the European Corporate Sustainability Reporting Directive. And it's the first area that we have in order to migrate the report to regulated. So some things we talk about inside the company is we started our sustainability journey because we wanted to be transparent. And we also, as these reports become more regulated, we don't want just a regulated report. We want to make sure that we're being transparent and also showing a lot of leadership. So we're thinking about that internally, and there's definitely more to come in the future for us.
Mary, tell me, how is Ford different from other automakers when it comes to sustainability?
I'm really proud to work at Ford and help build on Ford's legacy in sustainability. In 2003, Ford was the first automaker to have a code of conduct for human rights, working conditions, and the environment, not just for our company, but also for our suppliers. And now it's an industry standard that all companies have a code of conduct for their company and their suppliers. And why that's important, because great companies and great brands work together in order to address these very difficult and complex issues, not just at a company for sustainability, but all the way throughout their supply chain.
And finally, Mary, tell me, as you look to the future of Ford sustainability, what are you most excited about?
I'm really excited about the future generation and how passionate they are to work in sustainability. And I can give you a couple of examples. I have a daughter studying environmental policy and marine biology, and she is also a scuba diver. So while she's learning about these topics of how climate change is affecting the temperature of the ocean, which affects the coral reef, and the coral reefs are bleaching, she's not only learning about it in class, but she's seeing it during her dives in the ocean. And her friends are so incredibly passionate about trying to fix it. And what I love is hearing them all bounce ideas off around each other, saying, oh, we could do this or we could do that. And they're so passionate to drive change that I know the future generation is going to be protected because of this inherent passion that they have to make sure that the planet is safe and protected, not just for my generation, their generation, but future generations to come.
All right. Well, Mary, it's been wonderful to talk with you. Thanks for joining me on Floor Talk today.
It's been a pleasure to be here today. Thank you.